1 week later. All right, so it's been about a week since I've had this, and it's been a good week because I actually do like the fragrance. I went into this fragrance a little bit in the dark on purpose because I wanted to get a really fresh reaction to it. I did see some of the notes that were listed on Fragrantica, and I saw some of the written comments that Carlos did on Facebook, so I kind of had an idea of what it was about. The noses on this are Nathalie Larson and Olivier Cresp. They also combined in 2017 for the Givenchy Gentlemen fragrance, the Eau de Toilette. That was from 2017. On the Givenchy website, they describe it as a citrus, floral, woody. And their notes that they give are just at the head, citrus and rosemary, the heart is iris, and the base is vetiver and musk. On Fragrantica, top has bergamot, lemon, and petitgrain, rosemary, iris, and vetiver at the heart, and then the base is ambroxan and musk. So I'm not sure if ambroxan is actually in this one. I would say it is because a lot of times the actual companies won't go into huge detail about all of the supposed ingredients of the fragrance. Not sure where they got this, but one of the taglines on Fragrantica involved boldness and vigilance. That's not this fragrance at all. There's really nothing bold about it. Interestingly enough, the fragrance that I was trying to remember before that it kind of reminded me of was actually a fragrance by Nathalie Larson, and that was Paul Smith Man. Paul Smith Man has that wonderful parchment note created by the iris, but it's a much bolder fragrance than Givenchy Gentlemen Cologne. Olivier Cresp is known for making Versace Man Eau Fraiche and Angel and Light Blue for women. Throughout the week, I've had at least 4 or 5 chances to wear this, and the love for the fragrance actually stayed there. However, there was not so much love for the performance. There wasn't much change between my first impression of being a really nice, fresh, citrusy fragrance with a little bit difference in that iris note that turns it more papyrus or parchment paper and towards that direction. The fragrance did not change all that much throughout the dry down, and it's not a bad thing for me. I don't really need a fragrance to always take me on a journey through the top, middle, and bottom, and especially with a light fragrance, it's probably not going to happen all that often. Even though I wore this about 4 or 5 times, it didn't garner much attention, although I really enjoyed wearing it. I would get about an hour or 2 of decent projection, then that kind of died down. In fact, that would kind of vary between 45 minutes of projection and then 4 hours. However, what kept it a nice fragrance for me to wear is that throughout the day, I would get whiffs of it if I moved a certain way, or if it just would come mainly from under my shirt up to my nose. I really enjoyed getting those whiffs because it did remain a very beautiful fragrance. It also gets high marks from me for being a little bit of a different fragrance than what's typically out there. It's nothing groundbreaking, but it was a great fragrance, which I think I will continue to wear. This will be a fantastic office fragrance. It's kind of what this fragrance is made for. If you're wearing things for yourself or those that are very, very close to you without wanting to bother those, especially outside of arm's length. So I think this will be great for me for rehearsal, because I don't think many people will know that I'm wearing anything unless they get very close to me. Another plus for this fragrance is it performs better than another fragrance that is similar in a few ways to it. This one performs better for me than John Varvatos' Artisan Aqua. Artisan Aqua disappears completely in about 45 minutes on my skin, and I cannot even find traces of it on me after that mark. This one I could hunt out and sniff at least 4 hours, if not more. The longevity is not bad. I'd say I probably got about 6 hours on this one if I'm really taking into account how much I had to search for it. I knew where I sprayed it, and when I went there, it was there for about 6 hours. So for a final rating on this one, I'm gonna have to say about a 7.4. Really like the scent itself. It loses at least a whole point for the performance. Age range on this one, I think, could be anybody. High school and up. High school might be a little bit interesting, but this remains a very classy scent. I think this fragrance could be worn year-round. I'm looking forward to wearing it in hotter months. I don't think it'll perform all that great in freezing temperatures, but I think it still can be worn. This does get high marks for where it can be worn. Office, yes, most definitely. Fantastic office fragrance. First date, I'd say yes. And I really think this could be someone's signature scent. After all that I've said about the performance problems with this one, you may be surprised at that, but I know of people that have a signature scent that is a much poorer performer than this one. So I don't think the poor performance should rule that out for a lot of people who actually like a fragrance that's closer to the skin and may actually not last quite as long because they may like a day fragrance and a night fragrance. And I think this fragrance can be worn either day or night. It probably lends itself more towards the daytime. The price of this one is on par with most other fragrances, actually a little bit cheaper, I believe, than some of the typical fragrances that are released nowadays. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be keeping this whole bottle. I definitely will keep a nice decant of it. At this point, with as many bottles as I have, I know it's going to get overlooked, but for those occasions where I want to have something for myself and not bother others, I definitely would reach for this one or take it on the road with me. So let us know down below in the comments if you tried this one and what you think of it. Are there any in the Givenchy Gentlemen line that you prefer more? Or give us your rankings as well. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.